Welcome to the orientation for the 28Z. We'll go ahead and start here at the driver door. The RV is actually very simple to drive. It's just like a big truck. Watch for poles and columns, make wide turns, use up 2 lanes if you need to. As we go down the side of the RV, we're going to go ahead and point out some key features before we head inside. As you notice, there is an exhaust pipe here. It is for the generator. While your generator is running, it can become hot. Just be careful not to bump it with your leg or put any other items around there. There's a small storage compartment here, as there's a handful of those throughout the RV. As we move further down, this is where our dumping station is. To dump the RV, you'll want to remove the sewer hose from the rear compartment. You'll connect it to the dumping station with the elbow going into the ground. There is a gray valve, which is for the sink and shower water. And then there's also the gray valve for the black valve for the black tank for the sewer. This actually has 2 black valves. Since the toilet is on the other side of the RV, there's a similar black valve right here that we'll point out on the other side. So we have the black valve here, a black valve on the other one for the sewer, as well as a gray tank. Just as you can notice, there is some low clearance for the plumbing on this RV. Remember to stay on all improved roads and watch your clearance when you're going in and out of like a shopping center or RV park where there might be a little bump. Right here we have our hot water heater. It's a 5-gallon tank, takes about 15 minutes to heat up. You have a propane option or an electrical option if you're hooked up to electric at the RV park. We have the back of the refrigerator for maintenance, as well as the exhaust for the furnace. The furnace does run off of propane, and this is the exhaust. It can become very hot, so just be clear and aware of that. When you're at your RV park, this is the electrical outlet plug. You'll plug in the extension cord into this outlet and the other end into your RV park, and that's going to provide you power into the RV. As you notice, there is a large awning. It's for the dinette, the kitchen. Please make sure you have 3 feet as it slides out and it opens up really nice on the inside. Make sure that you have room with any trees, bushes, plants, boulders, vehicles. Sometimes there's picnic tables at RV parks. Make sure that you have enough room so it doesn't damage the RV while you're parked. We have an unleaded fuel tank. It's a 50-gallon tank. It runs the vehicle as well as the generator. It pulls from the same tank. This is just another one of those small compartments where you can put some of your small intricate things. Here we go for our water situation. We have a fresh water tank. You just remove the cap, plug in your water hose, and you fill it until it starts to burp. Or you can check the level on the inside of the RV. It's a 40-gallon tank. And then just as a side note, the 2 holding tanks, the gray tank and the black tank, both of those are 27 gallons. If you do have RV water hookup at your park, this is the outlet for that. You take your water hose and you just screw it in here like you do your normal hose at your house. And then you turn on the water, and that's going to provide the water pressure to the inside of the RV. You either want to use the water pump with the fresh water tank, or if you have a water hookup, you would just use the water at the park, one or the other. There is a large storage compartment. It's got a full pass-through. There's plenty of storage for toys, chairs, or whatever needs you may have on your trip. Inside the front compartment, you're going to find your electrical cable, your sewer hose, and your water hose. In the middle, there's a circle that holds the spare tire. As we work our way around the back of the RV, it does have a ladder for roof access. Please refrain from getting on the roof. The ladder is more or less for maintenance only. As we work our way back around the other side, as you can see, there is an electric awning. It's very nice and easy to use. It is just a shade structure. Any wind, rain, snow, any other inclement weather, you are going to want to put the awning in. If you're not using it, we highly suggest that you put it away. It can become a very costly repair if it is damaged while on your trip. Now, I mentioned the sewer. I don't know if we can get it with the camera, but right under here, this is where that other black valve is. Right below the toilet, this is the bathroom section inside the RV. There's a couple outlets that you can use while you're running the generator and hooked up to RV park power. And then there's another small storage compartment. And this is the propane bay. The propane canister is actually attached and not removed. So it's just like your barbecue at home, on and off. And there is no portable propane canisters available with this RV. The propane runs the furnace, the stovetop, as well as the refrigerator when you're in gas mode while you're driving. That's a quick summary of the exterior. We'll go head on inside. All right, welcome to the inside of the 28Z. As we step inside real quick here, we have a couple of switches. First one is the awning switch. This is going to put the awning in and out. There's a small step light, as you can see here. And then these are exterior light and interior lights. There's also a battery disconnect switch. Make sure that the arrow is pointing towards the on position at 3 o'clock. Otherwise, you're going to lose all your power on the inside. Just as a side note, there's a solar panel, and that's the regulator for the solar panel. As we work our way on the inside, first things first, we'll work around here, around the edges, back around to the kitchen. We have a futon style couch. You just lift up on the base and it folds flat. As we move around, you'll see on the back of the wall here, there's a couple of USB outlets. Those are plugged into the battery power, so you can plug in your phones while you guys are in motion. It has a cab over bed. Please use the ladder up and down, not the seat backs, the dinette, or the couch. Those aren't weight bearing, and then those could cause a problem. The dinette actually folds into a bed as well. If you look underneath here, there's a little lever. You flip the lever over. The tabletop is going to drop and adjust on this spring system and rest here on this rail. You take the seat back cushions and put those on top of the table, and you'll have a nice bed. There is a TV. Controls would be inside this compartment. Also, there is a child tether seat. If you want to look, you can run your car seat tether down here and hook it into the back. That way you can secure your car seat. There is just one inside this RV. There's seat belts within the cushions. Moving forward, we have a kitchen sink. We have a convection oven microwave. This is the only oven in this RV. There's only a stovetop. These are just storage drawers for pans or any other cooking items. Also, the stovetop has a glass cover. It is not a glass cooktop. You want to make sure that you lift up the glass top all the way prior to lighting the stove or cooking. It does have a little fancy light here. Moving along, we'll talk about the refrigerator. These handles, you actually articulate them and then pull the door. You don't pull straight out. They are of this high quality plastic, and they actually are quite expensive to replace. So just be careful with the refrigerator that you open up the handle and then pull the door open. Inside the top door is the actual controls for the refrigerator freezer. This combo, the freezer freezes, cold air flows to the bottom, least coldest on the bottom of the fridge. We have the on-off switch, and then you have a feature to run exclusively off of gas, or you can run off of the auto, which the RV will determine which is the source. When you plug into Park Power, it'll automatically switch over to electricity. Here is your control panel for the RV. First things first, we have the generator. There's a generator hours. You actually push and hold towards start. It can take anywhere from 3 to 8 seconds to engage the generator all the way. And then once it is fully running, it takes about 45 seconds to power onto the inside of the RV. We have all of your buttons for your gauges. We have propane, battery, freshwater, black water, and gray, with the coordinating levels that those are filled. Below, we do have a slide out. So by pushing down would retract, by pushing up would extend. Side note again, if the vehicle is on, the slide out will not go in or out, as well as the awning. It is a safety feature because it thinks that you are in motion regardless because the ignition is on. We have the water pump, so that's gonna provide your water pressure to the inside of the RV from your water tank. And then we have dual hot water heaters. You either use gas, or if you're plugged in at an RV park, you can use the electric. While the generator is running, you can run the AC, or if you're plugged into Park Power. So real quick, all the way to the left is cool. It has a fan feature and as well as the heat, and then a slider for the temperature. You do need a generator or an electrical source to run the AC, the microwave, or any of the outlets that are not connected to the green USB outlets. Let's head on into the bedroom, and then we'll take a look into the bathroom as we go along. The bedroom is really nice and large. The main thing that I wanted to point out in here is back around the corner is where the electrical out panel is. There's breakers and fuses inside there. We just out of convenience, there should be extra fuses inside the glove box if there is a need for that. Furthermore, we have the bathroom. Should be pretty straightforward. We have a foot pedal to go ahead and flush the toilet. And also on the back wall of the sink area, that is where the GFCI is for the entire RV. They all run on one outlet. So if you're not having any power in the outlets, that might have been tripped. This RV is actually quite spacious, very comfortable. We look forward to seeing you at your pickup.